Canada. And we're jumping into game number 3 of our round robin series. We do have the Chiefs versus the Crack Smoke 5, both blue and red respectively. On the forecourt jester with me, Frank the Salivating Tank.
Sorry. I've been spitting all over the place. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You're just too excited for League of Legends.
It's true. Maybe that's a good sign. That's a good sign for my dedication. All right, so coming out here, it looks like Elise, Amumu, Cho'Gath, and Zyra being banned out. Do any of these feel like target bans? Because 2 of them feel like target bans to me.
Well, definitely could be. We can check out some of the, after they do, throw around all the different trades, we can check out to see if any of these are the top played. In terms of everything, though, I mean, we had a Mumu banned out in game number 1. Elise has been a perma-ban here on stream. No, as I say that, sorry, game number 1 did not have it, but game number 2 did have an Elise ban. So we've seen very similar trends so far in all the different bans. Zyra's a new one, though, although we did have a Lulu in game number 1 and Nidalee. So a lot of poke kind of champions that seems to be on the list of people to deny today.
Yeah, and Cho'Gath, though, feels like a little bit weird to me. That feels a lot like a target ban. But on the opposite end, you've got the Chiefs. So right away, I'm going to make the assumption that the Chiefs are the more well-known team, and they put up a lot more threat, and they're not too concerned about the Crack Smoke 5 coming into this one. We saw just off of the numbers, just the normal games played by these guys, because there's no more ELO showing. There was like double the games played for the Chiefs compared to the Crack Smoke 5.
Yeah, but hey, at this point, the Crack Smoke 5 are looking pretty unified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to call that one.
Actually, I lied. 0, 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, God, they screwed it up.
Where's 4? Where is 4?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, the cat, it's missing. But check out, those last bans. Shen has now been a 3 for 3 on the bans, and Tarek has been first pick twice.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, I think it's pretty standard nowadays. Tarek is an extremely strong pickup, and a lot of people are just mastering him. It just makes sense to roll forward with a guy that's going to dominate a lane that well, and he applies a lot of pressure into the late game and the level 1 fight, so it's hard to walk away from that. But Vi, that's something that surprisingly wasn't banned or picked in the recent games, but she's extremely strong at high-level play, and I think that the Chiefs, just off of, what I'm seeing, I'm going to piece together this puzzle. I really think that this is going to be a pretty strong team here in the Chiefs. Coming out with Zed, Lux as their final picks.
Okay. Vi Jungle. Must be a Vi Jungle.
Yes.
And that'll put... I suspect I'll put Zed top. I can't imagine Lux would actually go up there. I mean, that kind of curved lane actually ends up being a lot longer than that mid, and she does not have any kind of inherent escape. So I'd be very surprised if I saw a Lux mid. Oh, but same time, we might actually see a lane swap. She could easily just as well go bottom, just lane up the tri-bush.
That's true. That is true. She could be looking at that. She's got a lot of long range, and with that singularity charge, she can farm pretty effectively. Though that doesn't come until about level 5-ish, so I don't know how confident she'll be with that. Still taking their time on the opposite end, but they've already got a nice kill lane for bottom lane. But to counter that, you've got Caitlyn Lulu, which is absolutely terrifying. In my mind, because of the Nunu nerfs, I would actually say that Caitlyn Lulu is a stronger way to go than Caitlyn Nunu nowadays.
Well, yeah, Nunu definitely did get pretty hit hard by that nerf bat, so I'll go with that. Lulu was banned in game number 1, but not played in game number 2. But Poke supports have come into kind of a strength here in Season 3, and then all of a sudden, it's just like Tarek. We must have Tarek, and Tarek is like the shield against all these Poke supports. He has himself that Shatter Aura, gets himself an Aegis, maybe even later on, if the jungler doesn't do it, he usually will as a third item as like a Locket and then gets a Sight Stone. I mean, he gets beefy, he helps the team with the auras, and it seems to be a nice, goes with the whole tanky DPS kind of idea, whereas more that meta of the Poke support, almost kind of building glass cannon on edge, like especially out in the EU, you almost have like a semi-carry on the board.
Yeah, that's true, though. One thing to counter the Tarek in lane for that kind of kill potential is exactly what Caitlyn's doing right now. Rolling with that cleanse. She's got a shield in Lulu. She got a cleanse for herself, flash, net. Basically, she's not going to go down. If she gets herself caught in a bad position, she's got all these great escapes. And not to mention, after level 6, you've got the Lulu ultimate. So she's really not going to go down anytime soon.
Now, well, yeah, we can hope. I mean, anything before 6, you don't have really as many safety options. But, with the cleanse, both ADs actually rocking the cleanse this round as well. Last time we saw an Ignite coming out from Caitlyn, but it was Tristana with the barrier, and was just able to walk all over her. Nice real counter there. No ghosts on the table this round. It is going to be a 10 flash game. Game number 1, we actually saw 3 ghosts in the mix. Nothing really strange about any of these summoners. I mean, we got the exhaust, the cleanse, bottom lane, 2 ignites per team, and they're pretty much just mirror images of each other in terms of the summoners. Now, you said that maybe we had some targeted bans, Cho'Gath, Zyra, Elise. So let's take a quick look here at Gods. And Gods, yeah, there you go. Zyra and Lulu. So he got his second pick, didn't get his first, but Zyra won 123 games, and wow, 1,500 wins on that guy.
Yeah, I want to take a look at the Zed player here, just to see if Zed and then the Vi player, to see if they go to the Cho'Gath route. Yep. So Zed's second pick, not bad. Yeah,
but Elise definitely got hit by that. But still, I mean, that's 2 bans and 2 second picks coming up. And you wanted to look at Vi?
Yeah, she might be the Cho'Gath jungler. Yeah, there it is.
What a bro, man. What a bro. Look at those targeted bans. Now, she did insta-lock Vi. We didn't really see her hesitate. She didn't go for a Jarvan. She didn't go for anything else. She went exactly for that Vi. And Vi right now is in a very strong position, especially with that locket. I mean, health, cooldown reduction, mana, and of course with the double buffs rocking in that jungle, she can really start bringing some CC to lane.
Yeah, she, actually, I've personally been playing almost strictly Vi, and she's absolutely dominating. Now, one thing that interests me is the cleanse on MF. I don't think it actually cleanses either of the CCs from Vi. The knockback from her Q and the pop-up from her ultimate, I don't think you can cleanse that. So I'm not so sure how I feel about cleanse on MF. I actually might have liked to see a barrier there instead.
Well, yeah, knockups are kind of hard to cleanse because you're not on the floor. I mean, you're going to be up in the air. It's like you can cleanse it, but you're not going to go anywhere. Gravity is a law that you cannot forsake.
Yes. And actually, the reason, just so I don't seem too silly here, the reason I say barrier as opposed to, say, ignite is because when you have a Taric on your team, at high level, basically have to assume that that the enemy AD is going to go cleanse. In that instance, you don't want to carry Ignite because she'll not only cleanse the stun, but the Ignite as well.
Well, we're going to have to see what these teams are going to be bringing forth. I mean, so far we've done 2 games, 15-0, 15-2. Can the Chiefs versus the Crack Smoke 5 kind of break this one-sidedness we've been seeing so far in the round robin?
I think that they can. It's really going to be on the Crack Smoke 5. They have a lot less games right off the bat. I'm going to say they have less experience, though I can't take away from the fact that they have all those games as the same name. I don't know, though. Maybe they did like a name swap. You can do that. I'm gonna assume not, for the sake of the awesomeness of this game. Both teams, though, this is great. Look at the borders here. The borders are 100% matched. This is going to be absolutely awesome, but you've got, and actually both AD carries are diamond, but the support is platinum, so they put their second highest rated player from Season 2 into support versus putting their lowest rated player into Season 2 into support. So that bottom lane is, I think, going to be really good for the Chiefs.
See, that's what I was looking at the end. Is just like, all right, well, I'm trying to figure out where the Amumu and the Jarvan ban came from. They don't seem to be targeted at all, but at the same time, like, Xin Zhao is not anywhere amongst the top played, and neither is Renekton coming up for Crack Smoke 0. Taric, however, did get himself his top pick. So, maybe we do have a little bit of a lane swap. Maybe some people are just not comfortable on these heroes, but they kind of counterpick them because they know the theory behind it. And that might come back to bite them in the ass.
Yeah, it definitely could happen. Right off the bat, we're gonna see that the Chiefs are moving out very, very quickly. Who has the lead? Actually, MF has the lead, of course, because of her passive. So she will be leading the charge here. I think the Chiefs are going to go for aggression. You can see the ping going down there. When they walk in a straight line like that, you can basically see that they want to go for that aggression. Whereas on the opposite end, they took a bend. They want to defend here. Ball goes up from Orianna. Almost steps into vision here. And the Crack Smoke 5 move forward with their flash stun. That's going to be onto the Caitlyn. Cleanses, flashes, gets exhausted. Lots of summoners being spilled out here onto the field, and the aftermath of all of this, no kills. The ball goes out yet again, but no kills. Caitlyn has no summoners, and flash exhaust. So basically trading Caitlyn for Taric. I think that the aggression from the jungler should be going towards that bottom lane for both sides.
Yeah, I mean, Tarek, sure, he might not be the most squishy of champions, but without that exhaust or that flash, he's definitely going to be vulnerable, and I am going to say yes, Azzinoth is definitely very vulnerable at this point. How many wards do we out here on Gods? He does have himself four sight wards and that explorer, so he should be able to set up a fairly nice net of safety for his Azzinoth, and hopefully she will be able to just kind of farm in peace, but it's going to really be up to the Crack Smoke 5 to kind of take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, I have to say, so if Vi goes down to the bottom lane very, very early, what are we looking at?
I'm looking at these guys getting that kill on.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they want it really bad. So a re-invade here from Crack Smoke 5. Zed is in the top lane, not able to defend. Renekton's there. Oh, here comes the pop of potential. Jins out. There's the kill, Caitlyn. You called it. Caitlyn's going to be the one to go down there. Lulu not forced to, or actually, sorry, she was forced to use that flash, so she gets away. This is going to be a red steal. Beautiful play there from the Crack Smoke 5.
As I said, you know, as soon as I saw them sit at blue, it's like, all right, business is normal, and they're like, oh, screw the blue. Let's go kill ourselves, the Sheriff of Piltover, and down he went in spectacular fashion. 1-0 now for the Crack Smoke 5. That is our earliest kill. You know, we're going to have to see if we can actually, you know, continue the trend of snowballing from that. Now, there wasn't any of our top laners down there, don't have any kind of teleports on top of things, so there's absolutely nothing they could have done. But now the Chiefs are going to be at a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's going to be too good for these guys. And now I did mention that I would have liked to see some jungle pressure on the bottom lane. Now I want to see more so. No flashes. Sorry, no flashes for that bottom lane at all for the Chiefs. So you can see the aggression already. Tarek and MF feeling very confident with their level advantage and that extra gold, and basically no summoners for the enemy team except for the exhaust.
They're also playing extremely scared. I mean, this is one of the problems of Derek. He does lend himself a very good credibility to zoning, and without those flashes, I mean, you could just see that the Chiefs are just not that confident to get anywhere near him, because if he does get off that dazzle, we don't have the cleanse, we don't have those flashes, and it could, you know, start really snowballing. If we get, you know, a kill or two on Crack Smoke 5, oh my god, I could only imagine what this game will turn into.
Yeah. No, I'm going to try to lean away from saying that name as much as possible.
Crack Smoke 5?
Stop that. All right. Yeah, so, but pure aggression coming out there. And another thing I wanted to know, and I don't want to analyze this thing to death, but because the fight happened so early where the summoners were burned for Tarek there, his exhaust is coming up right now, whereas on the opposite end, Caitlyn's stuff is going to come up a little bit later because Flash is on a longer cooldown. Cleanse not quite up yet, and Flash, more importantly for Lulu, is going to be down for a while.
Now with that red steal, I mean, Crack Smoke 2, not 5. He actually went all the way back up to his own red, now has his blue, and that's going to actually delay its respawn a little bit. So if we're going to see any kind of vengeance here from the Chiefs in terms of looking for those global objectives, those blues, those reds, it will be a little bit off timers, so it could really work into the Smokers' advantage. But other than that, I mean, things seem to have quieted down pretty nicely. Everyone's just kind of farming up. Our mid is actually dead even. Renekton going to be taking a bit of an advantage top, but again, playing scared in this bottom lane. Caitlyn is starting to lag behind.
Yeah, she is not feeling too happy about this lane right now. Down more than 10 CS at this point to an MF, her real advantage comes from that early game lane pressure, which is why she pairs so nicely with Tarek. I can't imagine what's... I actually can't imagine at this point how exactly MF is going to land that kill. I'm still thinking a lot about the flash, net, cleanse combo coming out from Caitlyn. I don't think a kill is going to happen in the bottom lane without jungle pressure, but look at that beautiful ward coverage from the Crack Smoke 5, and no wards up quite yet. Not needed necessarily from the Chiefs.
Yeah, but here comes Crack Smoke 2 for that lane gank. Now, if we kind of get into death, you know, a death duel in this top, all of a sudden you're gonna have a Xin Zhao in your face. But this lane feels a little bit too pushed forward at this point, so it's gonna be a little bit of a delay if we are gonna have that. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Bottom lane, it's kind of staying in and around this area. It's not really pushing in too far deep, but at the same time, the Chiefs aren't really pushing back. And I mean, I don't think Damage Liver. Fairly sure he has no idea Jin is here, but they're going to show themselves anyways. It wasn't meant to be. He's going to have to go on his merry way. Damaged Liver will continue just to live damagedly.
Yeah, and I think the reason he did that was because his red buff, as you saw, as he was walking out, his red buff actually expired, so he wanted to get some aggression down there. Plus, he was getting a little bit impatient, and you can see there, impatience paying off maybe. Ignite, but it does not pay off. Damage deliver picks up the kill on Jin Zhao, and he's going to be walking around with a blue buff. Not the most important thing for a guy who uses energy, but that is going to be a really huge advantage for that top lane, turning things back around for his team, though the gold still very much in favor of Cracksmoke 5.
So yeah, Chiefs, my kill is going to be up here. He's just going to try to tend the lane, maybe trying to love tap the alligator a little bit, but not really a powerhouse jungler quite. Yeah, I mean, early game Vi really isn't, you know, anything at this point. She still has a Spirit Stone, very likely to get right into after boots, her Lock with Iron Solar. I mean, that's not a lot of big bang for her buck, but it's really great utility, and you know, her big role here, at least between 6 and 11, is usually just that ultimate.
Yeah, and actually, on the opposite end, just comparing these junglers here, Jin Zhao is actually down a lot of CS at this point. He's down 300 gold, and for a jungler, that is a huge amount. That's a gank's, a kill's worth of gold. So he died in that top lane, and he stayed there for a long time. I agree with staying that long, but not if you're going to get yourself killed, and if you don't get a kill yourself, at least for you or your teammate. Yeah,
but check out the item that Zed's coming back with, Giant's Belt. Don't need boots. Just got himself a bunch more wards. Yeah, the wards, the potions, and the Giant's Belt. So it's still very much a health game in this top lane. And Renekton overall was kind of winning the one-on-one, but that failed tower dive kind of really drastically alters the situation.
Yeah, and I kind of like the pickup here from the Renekton. He knew that Zed was going to come back with some more items. Goes for that Ninja Tabby, make sure that he can out-sustain that Giant's Belt and just tons of potions up there. And I really like the Red Elixir because it pairs so beautifully with his ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, he has a similar ultimate to that of Nasus, of course. The brothers Grimm, so to speak. They kind of hate each other, a little bit, but
almost as much as I hate not you.
I was gonna say, are you gonna say me? Are you gonna say me after I said all those good things about you?
It's this guy named Ted I was thinking of.
Right, okay, my kill, that's not my kill. My kill is still in the jungle, it has the Spirit Stone, gets the boots, and very likely not even probably going to finish them off. Yeah, Ruby Crystal coming out, it's probably going to go straight into that Lock with Iron Solar. The big flavor of the month item, it is just so good, it's such a great bang for your buck, and at the same time, I don't even think we've had our bottom lane really leave. Yeah. They actually been farming up, fairly even on the farm, is a little bit behind in that early from Azzanoth, but he's bounced back nicely. We should see some good chunk of change on both of them, yeah, but MF is still coming out slightly ahead because of that assist.
Yeah, MF still has yet to spend. Excuse me, so she's walking around with that longsword. Same thing on the opposite end for Caitlyn, but one assist, of course, in the favor for MF here. Lots of damage being done by Renekton up in that top lane, and I have to say, while Renekton, that's a nice ultimate, getting a lot of damage done to Azzanoth and Rules of Gods. So MF's definitely wanting to go back at this point. She will do so with Taric alongside here. But like I was going to say, up in that top lane, 54 to 69 CS, that's a 15 CS disadvantage. And me personally, when I think of 15 CS, that is the number for a kill's worth of gold.
Yeah, it's I always kind of, depending on the stage of the game, yeah, it's somewhere between 12 and 17. I'll go with 15 just for the sake of simplicity. Sure, yeah, 15 in CS, has that assist. She's going to come back. Oh, very big difference in the purchases. Let's take a quick look here. If I can hit the right buttons. All right, Cracksmoke 5, BF Sword, Vamp Scepter. Not really that uncommon, but check out Azzanoth.
Bilgewater Cutlass.
And Double Dagger.
Uh-oh.
The Double Dagger Bilgewater combo.
I don't know. Okay, I'm curious of your opinion on this. I really don't like Bilgewater on Caitlyn. I'm pretty sure she outranges with her auto attack the range of Bilgewater. Actually, she does.
At the same time, it's still like a really nice budget. Magic. Not magic. Wow. Spell Vamp. Ugh.
Yes.
Lifesteal, not Spell Vamp. Gotta get the right words here. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice budget lifesteal, and at the same time, I mean, sometimes it is about that slow, but yeah, being her auto attack, she is one of the longest range champions in the game. Like, it kind of does seem a tad confusing, but last round we saw it on Tristana, who is arguably another one of the longest range, and check out, neither of those champions is going to be Misfortune. She's going to drop to this gank. My kill looked pretty beefy there with that Wild Growth.
Yeah, that was a really bad situation. So Vi now kind of feeling things out a little bit here. Gets herself an assist. as a jungler, that's what you're looking for. You want assists and you want the kills to go to your team, but it did go to Lulu, so I almost regret saying that now, because Lulu you want a kill on even less so than you want it on your jungler there. So she'll feel pretty confident at least that was a pretty nice gank attempt, and we'll see what she ends up picking up with it, though she's sticking around this bottom lane. I don't know why for so long.
I tell you about this top damage, Liver not looking so healthy, but he's able to return some nice damage there on top of the Crocodile, so looking for a new pair of boots. Now we did have Bo1 down here as well as Tarek just kind of tending the lane, making sure that the lane didn't take too much damage, but could this be the Bilgewater already going right into the blade? I mean, this double dagger also confused the hell out of me, but there it goes.
Wow. So
played at 11 minutes.
That's kind of crazy.
It is a little crazy, isn't it?
So, but now I like it. See, now I like the Blade of the Rune King. I really didn't like Bilgewater Cutlass, but because she went back so fast to pick up the Blade of the Rune King, I kind of like it now because her poke is great, and she'll be landing that percentage damage quite often.
Yeah, if you guys are a little bit unfamiliar, here's the tooltip. 40% attack speed, 15% lifesteal, and 5% current health and physical bonus damage, max 90 on the minions. I mean, that definitely adds up this early on. And, you know, it might not be a great in terms of the slow, because she will outrange kind of the usefulness of that, but, I mean, this early on, kind of that budget lifesteal. I mean, we've seen so many champion videos from like Stonewall where you can solo Baron at 15 minutes with the right comp, and they all have Blade of the Ruined King. That's just kind of the power that this early game will afford, and now she's kind of already set for the mid-game tankiness.
Yeah, she's ready to rock here. Speaking of ready to rock, the pink ward in that Tri-Brush is going to mean that Vi can just stand around here for a gank potential, and you can see definitely no vision over that wall. She's going to be ready to jump over with her Q and get that ultimate off. Are the summoners burned? Yeah, no cleanse or flash for MF, so that's going to be the target of choice. I have to assume she goes into this bottom brush. I feel like she knows that it's not warded down there, but MF playing really passively here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that she's a rebel, and Vi goes right in. Look at the CC afforded with that Wild Growth knock-up combo, and again, Azzinoth coming out strong with that kill. That's going to put him up 1-1-1. That Blade of the Ruined King already paying off, and with that aggression, they're going to go straight for this dragon.
Very, very good play there, and I'm so glad that you got to call the dragon was being taken.
I'm so happy.
But yeah, so beautiful play there coming out. Lots of craziness happening behind us as well. I feel like somebody's dying back there.
Oh, you missed it this morning. They actually did a Gangnam Style dance competition. So it's probably something like that.
I've been practicing for months.
I know. I put your name in the ring, but you didn't answer the call.
I'm so sad.
But yeah, they're probably raffling off more prizes every few hours. We got these big sponsor events going on where people embarrass themselves for cash money prizes, you name it. Here at the Lan ETS, we treat our gamers right.
Yeah, actually, I have to say, you know, there's a little bit of lull in the action here. Of course, duking it out top lane still, but they have this is such a great event. The sponsors are awesome. You know, like, I can't even name them all. Honestly, I would need like a brochure with like 15 pages to name the sponsors and how awesome they are and what they've been giving here. The prize money's great. If you guys are from literally like within a 100-kilometer radius, find a way out here. People fly in from all over the place. It's really, I have to say, the best land in Canada.
It's definitely marketed as the biggest for sure.
Yes.
I mean, the L'École des Technologies Supérieures here in Montreal, a pretty swank spot, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's
pretty swank spot.
Yeah.
So we've seen some damage being returned back and forth. It is still 3-1 for the Chiefs. You know, kind of our closest game. Believe it or not, 3 games in, it's only 4 kills on the board and only 1,000 gold between them, and a lot of that can just be accounted by that dragon that we actually, you know, picked up after Azzinoth picked up his first kill.
Yeah, so, you know, there's the global gold for the first time going into their pockets, and you can see that being spelled out. Yes, it's 3-1, but at 2-1, we saw that the Chiefs were actually behind in gold at 2-1, so 3-1 shouldn't have made much of a difference, but the Dragon, you're 1,000 gold ahead, just like that.
Yeah, now check this out. Azzinoth has actually, you know, grabbed himself that red buff, so maybe with that red buff, he can start, kind of harassing a bit more. He does have that big range. He does have himself the lifesteal. He could probably take a little bit of poke in return for that burning and that slow. Could set up something very nicely, but unfortunately for him, Cracksmoke 5 wasn't actually, near this lane. Did head back to town. She has herself that Bloodthirster. About the 15-minute mark, so a little later than you'd usually see. We've been seeing a lot of 14-minute Bloodthirster, especially here in the higher tier games. And now Zin is going to try to make his grand entrance in this bot lane, but it's going to be kind of hard. I mean, here's the vision here for blue, and they already see him.
Yeah, that's with that pink ward that's in that bottom lane brush. They're going to be okay. Caitlyn and Lulu really starting to feel themselves into this game. 40 CS, Caitlyn was down quite a bit in the early game. Finds her way back. It's a slight bit ahead in that CS, but she's got that extra kill on board. And the Blade of the Rune King red buff combination, that's brutal, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of percentage damage on top of the burning slow. Plus all the lifesteal that you're going to get from that burning slow is just, yeah, it's nasty. Now, here's the problem, though. Chiefs have kind of abandoned mid lane. Down comes Renekton, so they're probably going to trade this out, trying to go into the bottom lanes. We do have kind of the amassing going on. Look at this 4-man gank coming in. Rule of the God, not able to grab a kill, but we also have the ping going down for Tarek. So both the supports coming low, and now that they know that, hey, there's so many people down south, we're going to put on this pressure mid, but they might play for it with top as well.
Yeah, and you can see 3 characters in that bottom lane. I don't know if maybe Lulu's sticking around with such low HP to try to bait out this fight. In comes Vi with that Q. Lands the ultimate on the right character. Goes for MF. There's a double kill for Caitlyn. And Jin Zhao leaving the lane just at the wrong time. Gets himself in a bad spot, or gets his team in a bad spot, rather. And 2 characters go down. That's definitely going to be bottom turret as well. Man, forecourt, this is spiraling out of control here.
So yeah, they kind of gambled on Lost on that one. The Cracksmoke 5, they not only did they get 2 deaths out of that, but they also lost the tower, and at the same time, all they gained out of it was mid. I mean, now, granted, mid is a very powerful tower to take. It's a big symbol. It's a lot of map control, and at the same time, I mean, that's going to be a loss of security here for the Chiefs in the mid. But, I mean, it's the only lane that's really kind of shown any signs of pressure.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And, in terms of just general pressure, though, it's all about the Chiefs right now. Like, everything is in their court right now. They're pushing... Oh, court.
Court, yeah, I know. It's my court.
All 4 courts. But they will push forward here and continue the aggression. And this, actually, sorry, Caitlyn will go back here. She's shopped kind of at inconvenient moments, in my opinion. But she goes back, and she will pick up a last Whisperer. So the percentage damage actually does very nicely with the armor pen.
Yeah, it's interesting that she, you don't see that kind of typical BF sword item, but look at the 0 coming in here. That interior decorator alligator going to just get returned back to sender, as he's not going to be able to really do anything there. Was that his flash as well? No, thank God. Now, I think Misfortune, yeah, she did use that flash when she went down. I could have sworn I heard it, but she died just so immediately. We're not going to have a meeting there in the jungle, but yeah, when she did die that bottom lane, she tried to flash out at the last second. Just keep your summoners. I mean, if you're going to be that low on hit points, you're not going to have any kind of MLG top 5 miraculous escapes. It's not in a game where you're 5-1 and down a few thousand gold.
Yeah, that's not going to happen so well for you. Especially when you got Vi ulting you into the air. Like we talked about before, you can't cleanse out of that, so...
yeah, it's really just like that really uncleansable combo. I mean, she jumps in there with the Vault Breaker, hits you with the Assault and Battery, then you get hit by the Wild Growth. It's just up and down, just like that teeter-totter we were talking about. Here goes Smoke as well. He's going to pop that ultimate. Does he actually pop the red pod? He does not. He still has it. And the hole comes out, but now Vi's going to go in. That Assault and Battery doing good work. She's going to get right into the back line. Smoke going to be looking for his run. It looks like the Alligator is going to go down to the Ignite, so all for naught. And at the same time, we also lost our jungler, the buffs, the Xin Zhao, the Samurai, who goes down. Or maybe he's more of a Hussein right now with that skin. But, I mean, again, not the best of trades for the Cracksmoke 5. They do another 2 kills, don't get anything for it, and they're going to come down to this Dragon. Maybe they can make something of it, but we haven't really, been able to kind of fight on any kind of terms.
Yeah, and they get a ward over that wall for the Chiefs there, but I really liked the play to go for a Dragon after that because, yeah, there was a major mistake made there by the Renekton, flashing in, popping his ultimate, just burning so many long cooldowns, and then getting nothing of it. He just got kited around. But the turnaround happened for the Chiefs, and then the return around almost happened because of MF's beautifully placed ultimate there. I really like the dragon play after that, but you know, an even better play. So really back and forth just with that ward from Lulu.
I am officially scared as to what the hell's behind us.
Yeah. It's in a language we don't understand.
Yep. And there's a lot of things I don't understand here. But at the same time, you know, they went down to Dragon. They put up the pink ward. They can clearly see this ward. They didn't do anything about it. I think that maybe they didn't want to get really into any kind of bait. And then they saw that, oh, God, they can actually see us here. We just lost multiple fights in a row. They're too scared to take Dragon.
Yeah, and that Dragon's really got to be feeling upset right now. He knows he's being spotted. Everybody wants to kill him.
Just as I talk about bait.
Oh.
Just as I talk about bait.
Tara gets dunked, and in comes the rest of this fight here. The Chiefs are going to take advantage of this. There we go. The Q moving forward for my kill, and now it will be his kill on Dragon if he smites this properly. And the whole enemy team just runs away from this one. Tarek, you silly guy getting yourself picked off. I mean, he does look outrageous, I have to say.
It's fabulous. I mean, I hope he gets a pink coffee boot. It's all about accessorizing. 8-1 though. Yeah, it's quite funny as I talk about bait. Okay, didn't want to get baited. They smartly moved off. Then all of a sudden, Tarek, blammo, right to the face. But I mean, holy hell, that was a lot of damage out of Mist again, wasn't it? Here goes the assault and battery. It's off of that cooldown. The Wild goes knocking up again, forces up that cleanse from the Misfortune. Here comes the bullet. It's not really doing that much damage. Liver and my kill are gonna go down because of it. However, really good turnaround. Finally, some kills on the board as well. Damage Liver dead with that vibe, but power down. Asnath's going to be putting an end to that reign of terrors. It did help to take down two of her teammates, but still 9-3 and 5,000 gold later, we still have this big advantage for Chiefs.
Yeah, you know what? I have to say the MVP of that fight was actually mid-turret for
mid-turret
for Cracksmoke 5. That turret targeted like better than anybody on their team did. Targeted down the Vi first because she was lowest, switched off to Zed, targeted him down, and then switched to Lulu, who was the next lowest and best target. So that turret really got some work done, and I think they're doing a war chant behind us.
I don't know, is Quebec going to war with the rest of Canada finally? I mean, I've heard about these rumblings. Vive le Quebec! But who knows, man, who knows? We're just going to pretend we're blind, deaf, and mute when we go home. That way they don't gang up in English speak.
Alright, fair enough.
Unfortunately, we're at pitch brains, so I hope you get upset. Now, I wanted to look quickly at Mist again because that wild combo back on Terra really did the damage. 273 AP by 23 minutes. Not exactly a record breaker, but she does have that Rabadon and the Chalice. What kind of penetration she's working? 23 and 8% on top of things. So, you know, crack and smile. He does only have 55. So, I mean, 8%. Call that 50 minus 23. He basically comes down to 20 mad resist, and he kind of just went kersplat.
Yeah, that's just not enough at this point in the game. You're not going to be able to survive in these team fights that, excuse me, are inevitably going to be coming very, very shortly here. One thing I have to say though is that the Cracksmoke 5 are staying in this very well in terms of CS. They're even ahead in certain lanes, so. It's not too devastating, but the global gold is certainly 6,000 ahead. It's going to mean less and less as the game goes on, but right now 6K is exactly where you want to be to put pressure on like this.
Yeah, and here's a quick distribution of the gold. Top lane down 1,000. Jungle not so bad, and mid actually the closest of all the comparisons. But take a quick look at Misfortune versus Caitlyn. Almost 2,000 gold difference. I mean, that by itself is almost the BF sword between them. But in terms of the BF sword, I mean, yes, we've had that last whisper for a while. Have a Vamp Scepter on top of things, but this could be bad for Renekton, as he did get caught out there. A lot of free poke. That laser. Blemo, sir. It's just like all this smoke coming down. How is Cracksmoke 5 supposed to fight this big advance coming?
I don't think they're going to be able to do it. They took two characters took that laser. One of them took a singularity charge. Right now, it's looking too bad for them. The push will continue forward here. That's a tier 2 turret at top lane. First tier 2 turret of the game going down, and the Chiefs will continue forward. And this is what they need to do. Oh, here we go with the engagement though. Zed leading the charge there, gets Lulu ultimate. Cracksmoke 0 though in the background there is not going to get enough done. Zed picks up the. That's the first target you want down. My kill tries to find Cracksmoke 1. Not going to do it. Crack Smoke 3 will go down, and now the full-blown ace almost taking place. Renekton kind of weaseling his way out into the background there. He's going to have to get himself healed, but not before this inhibitor gets taken down here. Nice tanking of the turret as well by Damaged Liver, just long enough. But wow, they're actually not damaging this fast enough here.
Yeah, they're trying to do the juggling, but everyone's just kind of getting real low, but that's okay. There's absolutely nobody here really to capitalize. I saw a home guard on the Crack Smoke, but he does get whimsied and exhausted, and the laser! Chief missed again on a rampage, 404 with that Rabadon's damage, and that is going to be the inhibitor for sure.
They almost turned around they all turned at the wrong moment there, but they all turned back, pick up that inhibitor. So
it's all about the catwalk.
Yeah, it's true. You gotta make them seem like they're gonna get away with it. Not so much there though. But with that inhibitor down, not necessarily the inhibitor you want. I think you want to walk away with bottom inhibitor, but you take what you can get. It's going to be harder to take Baron at this point, but it's definitely what's on their mind right now.
Well, 14-3. Once again, the streak will continue. It's a very sobering score, 26 minutes in. And yeah, 40 grand to the 31. That's nearly the 10 difference. And finally, we're going to get a little bit more ward coverage out there on the map. So yes, is this going to be a desperation Baron? Unfortunately, they have no idea where the rest of the team is. And luckily for them, they're not actually going to run into a big concentrated blob of blue on the map. But as I say that, Damaged Liver going to be throwing himself in there, throws out those shurikens. There's another ward. Oh, what a great catch there by Smoke. Oh, the ace! The ace! Azeroth goes unstoppable. Misfortune had to burn out the flash and the exhaust yet again. Very much on the defensive, and any hopes of a Baron after that is just kind of dashed.
All right, I'm going to call it right now. We're going to end this game 15-4.
15-4. Who's going down? We need to make a Canadian bet here.
All right.
My beaver pelt for your snowshoes.
Zed is gonna die.
Zed?
Zed's gonna die.
I'm going with Mystigan myself.
Though I'm gonna retract and say that it's probably gonna be more than 15-4, but Zed will die here. Vi goes in there, gets up that ultimate on MF, exactly who you want to see go down. Zed is going to get away. He does not die. But Renekton will go down here. Lux picking up that kill. The chase continues forward. Azeroth is dominating at this point. Chasing down the Orianna. She will get away from this one.
Oh my god, Tarek wasn't even there for that fight.
Ouch.
That was just straight up slaughter.
He was in the dressing room. He was doing his hair.
Had to make sure it's the right shade of red. Brings out his eyes.
Yes.
18-3. So yeah, looking for that kill on Zed. I was like, oh my god, Frank, how are you so good at this? But then you were wrong, so I don't have to say that.
You can just say that while we play together, sir. All right, Lux Laser goes out there, completely whiffs, but at least lets the enemy team know that she can do it. Oh, the tower will pick up the kill on my kill.
Damn, we didn't do that.
No. So Vi goes down, and 18-4.
18-4. Yeah, might be the actual score that it does go down. And we don't have those Baron. The Baron is still up, but check out the ward coverage here from the Chiefs. Purple, purple, blue. What do we have in return? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. So we're going into this blind. That Desperation Baron still in the minds of the Crack Smoke 5 as Zed is just going to jump right over that wall, able to take the dragon. More global gold in his pocket. We're going to throw down another ward. Unfortunately, it is easily spotted out by all this fantastic ward coverage, and even then we're looking for those invades. It's like, okay, maybe they're going to try to bait it out. We have a ward there. It's going to get noticed by that Oracle, so it's down. This one is very likely to follow, and it's just denial of vision. The best defense is a great offense, and I gotta say, the Crack Smoke 5 are kind of just trapped on their side of the map.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get in on this one, and if they do, they're definitely going to need Tarek there for that fight. Another ward goes down in the back of Dragon Pit, Baron Pit, to not only the pink ward vision, but also the Oracles. But there's the ball from Orianna coming out, and you can see they catch the Lulu, the squishiest champion on that team, maybe outside of Caitlyn. They catch her, half burst her, and then walk away. That's how afraid the Crack Smoke 5 are right now.
If you're that afraid this stage into the game and the score is 18-4, might as well just surrender, because you're not going to be making these. I mean, they haven't won a fight, and now we got this big blue Force kind of just barreling down on them. Cracksmoke 5 going to be up here looking for that defense, and that's going to be the cue to kind of push bottom. It's the best strategy. You take down the a side lane, you push the other side lane, because the more attention that you can land on one means less on the other, and you win either way in that situation. It's like heads I win, tails you lose. Doesn't matter what I flip, I win.
Yeah, and that's definitely what the Chiefs are looking at right now for their situation. The final push could be coming in right now. Jinzhou dashes in, tries to get some damage done. He gets turned into a cupcake. But Renekton finds himself somehow in the back. I don't know how that happened. Is Urgot in this game right now? Doesn't look so good. Orianna getting bursted down by my kill. In comes the rest of this push. Jinzhou, melee, it too deep into the enemy team. Zed will pick up the MF as well. And this final push looks like these Nexus turrets will go down.
Yeah, that's at least going to be the second inhibitor. And yeah, I mean, we're just going to go straight in here for the win. But Lulu going to drop extremely low. Damage liver, not exactly a sprint chicken herself. Now, could this be the kill on top of the laser comes out? And that is going to be another kill here for Mist again. The fairy tale carry, 6-0-10. Has himself a void trap, but down goes somebody, Zed.
Hey, I called it.
Yes, you did.
That doesn't count anymore.
Here comes the interior decorator alligator looking for the kill. He finally takes one there on the rules of God. Cannot take down Misty, and so my pick is invalid, and that's going to be the game. 23-6, 14,000 gold later, Frank.
Yeah, that's never a good situation. So the Chiefs walk away with this one. I think at Champion Select, I was feeling their confidence. Usually if a team goes in and bans standard bans, doesn't do research like the enemy team does, that means that they're so confident that they don't have to do research. That's the way I read it anyways. They definitely walked over this enemy team here, and the Chiefs will move on, maybe to take on either the Cool Cats or the B4 Nightclub.
It's funny because it was Cracksmoke 5 that actually banned out the top two champions of the Chiefs. They banned out the Cho'Gath, they banned out the Zyra. For whatever reason, the Chiefs actually banned out the Elise, another one of the top picks on their team. But even without those top three, they were able to take the wins. And again, like this is what I said back at picks. I didn't actually see some of these champions in their top played. So maybe they took them just for their mechanics, but if you're not practiced with those mechanics, then you're going to get bit in the ass, and that's exactly what happened here to the Crack Smokers.
Yeah. And let this be a lesson to any of you at home. Don't smoke crack, and definitely don't smoke it 5 times over, because you're gonna forget the 4. They forgot. Maybe that was the issue. They forgot the 4.
Just like drinking and driving, don't smoke crack and play League of Legends.
Don't do it.
Great. All right, so we're going to see what we got for another game here, guys. Round Robin will continue here in beautiful Montreal. Look at this crowd behind us. Like, they're still going at it. Hopefully, you can still even hear us at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's just as much as we can just to hear each other. And we're sitting right next to each other. So we're going to see what we got. Frank in the forecourt Jester here at the Lan ETS. I don't know. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
GG.
Go.
I think we got lunch.
We could. Yeah, we got these coupons.